No. All right. All right. So there has been a lot of things this month. For the next month, there has been news of GameStop backlashing with EA, Mass Effect Andromeda, and some other stuff. What would you guys want to start with?
I don't know.
Well, you gotta start with something.
Like GameStop, I guess.
Well, Dids, why would you start with GameStop?
Okay, well, we already know that recently GameStop has been having a lot of trouble. Uh, recently they released that they're having to close down 200, about over 200 stores, which is kind of like 3% of their entire stores in worldwide, not just in the U.S., but we're looking at worldwide.
Mm-hmm.
And their stocks have gone down a lot, which is very much to say, why, why would it be happening specifically? And it's at least they're not losing as much as it feels they are, because the problem they're having right now is selling new games, which is why GameStop is feuding with a bunch of companies, mentioning EA
Yeah.
earlier, because the companies are focusing more on digital copies and digital releases instead of focusing on selling hard copies or physical copies, which is mainly how GameStop would make most of their money. One would think, but right now it's kind of not working to their desire, because physical copies already are just not becoming a thing anymore. I think it was it Titanfall that the physical copies were actually just a code for you to download it from the online store.
Yeah, I think it was that one.
Titanfall 2, yeah.
Titanfall 2, yeah, like physical copies are just not becoming a thing anymore. So GameStop still wanting to focus on that and not seeing that that's where the gaming industry is going is kind of pulling them down. And what they're not seeing, they've released the information, but for some reason they don't want to adjust, is that most of their prop, at least where they had most increase last year,
Right.
was selling like memorabilia, like collectibles, figurines, amiibos, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So them, it kind of ties in with, I don't want to mention this too much because I feel it's a beaten topic, with the Circle of Life program that they have in GameStop, with like the
Mm.
used copies and stuff like that,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
always saying like, always ask the customer if they want a used copy, always ask the customer if they want a pre-order, always ask the customer if they want to pre-order a DLC.
Their practices. Yeah.
Exactly.
I for one hated that when they did that to me.
Yeah,
Dude, I don't want to pre-order shit.
like I'm just glad that I stopped working there before they had me move up to the register and be like, yeah, you gotta do this, you gotta do that, because I was just a dude that was like, okay, you close the store and then you organize everything in alphabetical order.
Yes, quite did. Um. So, uh, I mean, all this thing started. I mean, I'm not going to be like, oh, it started here in Puerto Rico, but I mean, Puerto Rico is a big, market for gaming too. And they lost that. Uh, Here, like the physical copies were really important too, because I like physical copies than digital. But since, like you said, it's changing, people are buying more space for external hard drives. Uh, and yeah, that's basically it. I mean, I would love to keep my, I've talked about this couple of podcasts before. about physical copies versus digital. And yeah, it's I hardcore prefer physical copies since I will keep them forever instead of getting them in the cloud. Who God knows, when are they going to shut down the servers? Which
Yeah,
that's my concern.
yeah, I agree with you there. I just feel it's a lot easier to just pop in a disc than
Hmm.
having to download 60 gigabytes of a game.
Yeah.
It's just so much easier.
So, so GameStop. I mean, uh, their practices. I want to hear all your thoughts about their practices. You have heard of me ranting of it, and that's quite enough. But I want to hear your part. You know, I know that GameStop been out of Puerto Rico for a year now, and now it's particularly going out worldwide. Not all the stores, but it's gonna be just like a Blockbuster, Video Avenue, and all these renting stores that went bankrupt. All of a sudden, they
Yeah.
just disappeared, just like that, because of digital downloading. I
Well,
want.
We knew eventually that was gonna happen. Like I'm like I don't buy physical copies anymore because technically the only way to get physical copy where I am from is to go to Best Buy, so it's
Right.
pretty far away.
Yeah.
So for me, it's easier just to buy it online and download it.
Mhm.
And I've been accustomed to it because I use portable hard drives. I have like 3 terabytes. And of course, I know the physical copies has its perks. You get to collect them. They don't break that easily, and as you said, like what happens is PlayStation decides to go bankrupt or something. We don't lose all our shit.
Hmm.
They won't give us anything back.
Yeah. Yeah, I heard about that too. About GameStop being a lot closer than a Walmart and a Best Buy. I mean, there was always a GameStop right there in the corner where you could just go buy the physical copy and went back home within just 10 minutes, and then you start playing. But now it's like, yeah, you have to go to a game store or in a close Walmart to buy a physical game. And yeah, that's quite the issue right now here. Kotaro, I want to hear your thoughts on what, you know, GameStop disappearing and your experiences with GameStop so far and their practices and all that shit.
Well, in my case, uh, I used to work in seasons there, so
Right.
the, in the white in Wainabo when I used to live there. I used to work in the GameStop that was close by, and I was like, it was a good job. I won't say it was a bad job because my boss was actually the best type of boss you could have. He was like, "It's your break, right?" And I'm like, "Yeah, it's my break." Oh, okay, fine. You can play games there if you want.
Nice.
And because he used to bring his 3DS, and he every time he had his break, he would just sit in the corner and play his 3DS while he was eating. So that wouldn't mind. So it was great. He was a great boss. I'm sad that I had to go because in my case was because I was seasons and seasons, once they only get me unless it's like Thanksgiving or Christmas or stuff like that. That's the only times I would work there.
Cool.
And yeah, it was a pain in the neck. Had to tell people if we want to pre-order shit,
Yeah.
but I prefer not to say it. And I told my boss, and he was like, "Fine, don't. It's okay because I don't do it." And I was like, "Okay." And
I would prefer
but
going to that GameStop every time because here it was.
Dude, the GameStop in Wainabo, that's the one I went when before I went to university.
Damn.
it's like,
Hmm.
and I used to remember, like like almost like at 9 and stuff like that. Before we closed up, there was always like this people that always came in the store and they were like, "Oh, we want this game and this game," and the reason why they were like, that they're like all the time forcing their employee to go, you want to buy this and you want to buy that and you want to, it's because of that same reason that it's hard for them to, it costs us a lot to import a game from
Mhm.
from the United States or whatever the place is, especially let's put for example Persona 5, which is coming
Right.
soon. And okay, that's from Atlas, and Atlas
Mhm.
is carajo viejo.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and it's like that game is gonna take like a long trip before it comes to you know
To the
like
west.
for example if there was
Mhm.
United States or if there was still a store here in Puerto Rico, it would take a lot. And especially what fucked up in Puerto Rico was actually our fucking laws.
Yeah.
Because they fucking put a law that everything that is important it has like a 11% more, and
Yeah.
that actually fucked up at the GameStop. Because let's be honest, everything in GameStop it's important. There's nothing that it's actually from the Puerto Rico in there.
Right.
Everything is
Yeah.
important. So like it's like they're paying like 11 plus in percent because they're importing shit, and number two they're paying the rent of the places, and number three they're paying the light, and it's like they're getting fucked everywhere. So they were like, we got to take out the stores because then it will fucked up. I remember seeing a bunch of my friends that used to work there. A friend of mine that worked in Plaza America crying like a little slut because it was his last week on the job because they were gonna close, and he was it was like crying in happiness because he was like crying because he's not gonna go back to the job, and happy because he went out with a bunch of games that normally he would not go out with. But GameStop is actually a good store. What fucked it up was a lot of stuff, like the freaking system of trading. It
Yeah.
was a piece of shit. I used to. I was one of those employees that would go to the kids and go like, "Do not trade the game."
Yeah, because it's not worth
Like,
it.
yeah. It, there was one time that a kid came with a Legend of Zelda game. It was like, I want to trade this. I'm like, did you know what's this, kid? Dude, you know what's this? This is a Legend of Zelda game. You will not trade this shit.
Oh
Because
man.
it was like it was Ocarina of Time, and I
Oh
was like,
wow.
"Are you fucking kidding me? This shit
Oh
costs
my
a lot of
god.
money in fucking collectors. Don't do this, kid."
All they're gonna give you is like $3 for it.
Less
Yeah,
than that.
and I was like, "Kid, don't do this." And I told the kid, "Go with this guy," because I know people that collectionista and shit like that. I'm like, I think go to this guy and this guy will help you with this shit. Just go, kid, go. Don't trade this shit here. Like, because I'll give you like $3 and you'll be mad and everybody will be mad. It's just GameStop is beautiful and it's really needed in Puerto Rico, even though people say no, we're fine with the digital. And right now I'm starting to love digital games, but in the beginning I used to hate the fact that I had to download it again. But it's good in a way, but it's bad in a way. It's like each thing has its pros and cons.
Of
Because
course, yeah.
a CD, ha- you have it, it's you touch it, you can smell it, you can lick it, whatever you want to do with it.
I suggest you don't do that, by the way, just in case.
Yeah, don't worry about it. I know. it will fuck up the game. But either way, just saying, we don't know what you like, people. If you like to lick your CDs, then that's your
But
problem.
what happened to the times
This-
where you used to clean your CDs with saliva?
No, no,
I did that many a times.
just no.
that's
This CD has scratches. Let me clean it.
Oh
Just spit.
God, I used to do that.
Oh god.
Whatever. Just let's go back. And the point is that it has its pros. That it's your CD. You have it. You can put it anytime you want. And but the cons, the cons are so ugly. Like what happens if the CD
It breaks.
breaks?
Yeah.
You lose the game.
When you go to a store, you will go and go, oh, I need a refund. They'll go, fuck you. That's how they're gonna go at you. They're gonna go like, how many times do you have the game? Oh, 2 years. Oh, it's over. I'm sorry. There's no guarantee anymore.
But
You
but by the time
trade it in.
but by the time a broken CD, of course. But by the time you trade it, but by the time that happens, if the warranty had worn off, you could probably pick up that title at 70, like 50%, half its original price, or half what you got it, or probably less.
In GameStop, they didn't do that.
Because are you sure about that?
Well, I
Because-
don't know who you. There was like
But,
if they
well, the
if they-
prices drop after 2 years. You could once the game
up
costs
to
you
2
$50.
years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
2 years
after-
later, it could cost you like
But-
$10.
we're considering like you mentioned it, 2 years. I'm imagining you were referencing
It
the
depends
warranty.
of the game. Depends of the game. If the game was like a big shot game, it
Like
would
a
still
Call of
have.
Duty.
It would still be like would still be like 60.
Right now, right now there are games
Basic
like if you want to buy like Borderlands 2 right now, it still costs like $50, man.
Yeah, it's still pricey. Yeah. So
That game came out like what?
Borderlands 2 by itself, it'll probably be kind of cheap, but with the like the handsome Jack collection and all that stuff, like with all the DLC, yeah, it's gonna cost you a buttload.
Yeah, like $30. Well, that's what it costs me. Just say
The handsome Jack collection. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm one of the lucky. But either way,
Hey, I have a question
Huh?
for you two guys. Since you both worked at GameStop,
Yeah.
how do the workers there know what to give someone, how much to give someone if someone does the trade? Like, how do you rate the game?
I think Kotaru has experience in sales, so I'm gonna let him handle this one since I was just an organizer in inventory management.
it's like okay, they had like a system in
The
the
PC
computer.
automatically tells you what.
Oh yeah, it was like they used to tell me that. Oh, go with the PC shit. It's gonna tell you what it is, and it goes by a stupid website. I forgot the name of the website, but it's like a little website that they have like they compare the shit. Like they compare I think it's by graphics or something like that, and they make it like because of the graphics that it has the game, they compare it with something else that I think it's like the pricemanship or something like that. Whatever. I used to just it was automatic. You just put the freaking
You scan it and it already tells you, get this
you
person
scan it,
$3.
and then you put it was stupid. I was like, I used to hated it because it's like it was adjusted to their convenience.
yeah.
That's what I hated about it. Because there's other freaking websites that compare games and shit, and they don't put those prices. It's like okay, for example, I went to a guy that has like its own before GameStar was left out. I had a bunch of games that I wanted to get out, and I didn't want to go to the GameStop, so I went to this guy in Rio Piedra, that he has like this little store, and he would trade games too, but he had the website one of the websites I'm talking about that when I gave him like Modern Warfare 3 to trade, and he should look at it, and he's like, "Let me check the website." I'm like, "Okay." And when he's checking the website, I'm like, "Oh my god, it's gonna be like $4." I was like, in my mind, I was already, this is gonna be like $4. And then it's like, and he just looks at me and he's like, it's $10. And I'm like, what? He's like, yes, $10. And I'm like, but in GameStop it will be like $5. And he's like, oh, I have this website. He talked to me about the website, and I was like, oh, okay. And it's like in GameStop, they just put it like it's for their convenience. It's like they compare it like, they wasted, like, let's say it wasted $60 in the game. The game has like 1 year, out. Because it has 1 year out, it's like $20 or $30 that are out of the game.
Damn.
So it's like $30 now already, just because it passed 1 year. It was like, the system was like that. It's like if you bought the game, it was $60. You left, past like 1 year, 2 years, it already took like $30 or $40 out of the game. So it was like 20 or something the game.
Plus, they had to win something, so they lowered it a bit.
Oh yeah, and not forget about the freaking. They used to have like they put intereses in it, so they take a little more money. And it's like I used to hate that system because it was so stupid. Yeah, that's why it was always like a little bit lower, if they're lower than what it should be, because they would take like interest because of like interés, por decirlo así, de que interés de que estoy sacando el juego y lo estoy, it would use like excuses like that, bien estúpida. And that's one of the reasons why I wanted to leave in a point of the job, because I was like, this is kind of ripping off people.
The reasons I refuse to work there.
Yeah.
It's like, and the worst part was when they told you gotta tell what I hated most of the job was that, vamos a darle el ejemplo de Puerto Rico, because it's literalmente what always happens. It's like, this little boy comes to me and he's like, oh, I want to buy this game, GTA. Kid's like 8 years.
Oh my
and I'm
God.
look at him and I'm like, it's a mature game, kid. I can't pay you. And he's like, I can't pay it. I can't buy it to you. And he's like, I got my mom here. And I'm like, oh shit. Every time they said that, I was like, oh shit. And the mom would come and she was like, oh, why don't you want to give the kid the game? I'm like, it's a mature game, ma'am. And she's like, what's a mature game? And I'm like,
oh my gosh.
Jesus Christ. I'm like, you know the reason why they had a tablita that said the game ratings?
Yeah,
it was because
at
of
the front of the
yeah. It's like, this is E for everyone, which is the age of children. And that, the worst part of it was that you would explain to parents, and they were like, my kid wants this, so I'm gonna buy it.
Oh my God.
Dude.
And I was like, you know what? Fuck you. Just suit yourself. Take the fucking game and make your kid a motherfucking psychopath. I don't give a shit anymore.
Dude, when I went to buy Call of Duty World at War, when I was a kid, I was like, 10 years old. I bought that and a PS3 with it, alone, and they didn't ask me shit.
God, that guy had to be thrown away the same day.
They're like, oh, here, you want to buy it? Okay, no, where's your mother? There's nothing. Just gave it to me.
question. Uh, did you saw that guy after that?
No,
Um, no.
No, right?
No.
No. He got kicked out.
Bye bye.
We had to say it. If we don't say it, we will get kicked out. That's law in the freaking business. In
You
that,
see that was
like,
good from GameStop. I mean, when I was 21 years old, they still used to ask me, "Oh, how old are you? Oh, give me your
so you
license
look
and let's
drunk as
see and
fuck.
let's prove it." And I'm like, "I'm 21. Let me see your license, bitch." And they're like, "Okay, you go see my license. Oh, okay, you can have this mature game then." I'm like, "You look like a kid."
Wait, what the fuck? It's not a bar.
No,
If
it
someone
was
looks old
one.
enough, there's no reason to ask for
Yeah,
your
it's a
ID.
Koreano,
There
mijo.
was there
Koreano.
was one there was once I went to a GameStop and I was like, "Can I get this game?" And they were like, "Uh, let me see your ID." And I'm like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" I literally said that to the guy. I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" And he's like, "What?" I'm very serious. I'm like, "Dude, I was born in '92." And he's like,
I can't count for shit.
and he's like, "You should be like 21." And I'm
No
like,
me diga.
"Yes. Do you understand how much old I am right now?" And the guy was like, "Oh, okay, fine. But just in case, I'll get my license just so you know my ID, so you will know that I'm actually fucking 21." Oh my god, it's like frustrating.
Yeah, GameStop have really weird practices here in Puerto Rico, and
Oh,
I won't have that doubt that that practice was already in America, because it's the same rules. So yeah, that's what you're going to say,
oh, I mean, I guess I could say a few things.
of course.
When you talked about the practices, at least in my working in the GameStop in Macau, uh, we had chain emails going around, and
Oh
they would
shit.
specifically, yeah, like all the employees would receive chain emails, and I probably still have a record of those if I can remember the password to my MSN account. But
Damn.
yeah, exactly. Um, but I do remember us like planning sales and stuff, and like having people check out prices at like local stores, like mom and pop stores or pawn shops or antique stores that also had like a section of like buying and selling video games, and always make sure that we either had sales or like big announcements and stuff like that, or have a new bundle come out specifically when the other stores were going to have sales or something like that. So I'd imagine that's something that GameStop had that kind of like made them the ideal store for video games, at least in Puerto Rico. I'm imagining in any other area where they would be at the time. And
Right.
that trading in stuff, I do kind of see it. I've heard a couple of people mention it, and I did think of it like that at the time, but I didn't know how to word it. I kind of do now. It's basically the thing like what Kotaru mentioned earlier, where they would have to import new games to be able to sell them, which would cost them a buttload more, while they still had to sell it at like 60%, at $60. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
And at least with used games, that's not a game they have to buy again. That's not a game they have to import. That's a game they gave someone $15, $20 for, and then they can sell it used again. They can sell it
Right.
again used for $55,
Mm-hmm.
$50, $45. They don't have to pay the tax again. So that's why they kind of pushed it. So basically, how I see what GameStop did is that, in my experience, that they they started digging the grave, I guess you could say,
Mm-hmm.
by trying to eliminate local competition. Like obviously, there's going to be Walmart and Best
And
Buy,
Best Buy, yeah.
and in the United States we have Target and places
Yeah.
like that
Mm-hmm.
have like huge electronic sections for video games and stuff like that.
Yeah.
but like the local, like more competition, as anyone who's interested and knows about the gaming industry will tell you, competition between multiple stores is always a plus for the consumer, is always a plus for the customers. And basically started digging their grave by making sure there was less competition, and basically jumped in the grave when they started really enforcing the Circle Alive program, which is the trade-ins and pre-orders, things that not all of the customers were interested in. Things that people started seeing as like, whoa, what the hell? Like, I just want my game. Stop shoving all this stuff in my face. Things that would drive people to prefer digital copies, like digital downloads and stuff like that, or importing games themselves instead of buying it at the store.
Right.
Yeah.
Because being honest, I hated telling the people, "Would you like the DLC?" Because I felt like I was like this pimp throwing all my bitches at them. Like that's how it feels in a way. That's how I felt. It's like I'm like, oh, here's my bitch that costs $60, but you want my bitch that's costs like $20. It's just like she's cheaper.
Yeah. Now that you put it that way, Katara, I think a lot of employees back then, I mean, they were totally obligated to say those things, and I really feel
Yeah.
sorry for them, even though they just did not want it to say it. Because even though if they buy in another GameStop, them being an employee for so long and knowing the rules, they will feel the same way. Like, oh my gosh, this is really annoying. And you don't see Best Buy doing that shit. You know, they just want to buy the freaking game. That's all I want to
Yeah.
do.
I mean, Best Buy has its own problems
Yeah,
that I
of
could
course.
probably rant a little bit on.
The advantage of Best Buy, the reason why you won't see a Best Buy cut the employee go like, would you like the DLC or stuff like that? It's like they won't tell it to you because the gaming section is there, but remember, Best Buy is basically electronics. It's
Yeah,
anything that it's
it's not
TV, it can be
yeah,
anything. So
yeah,
it doesn't matter.
yeah.
Like they have the section of video games, and it's there for to
Just
make
like
other
yeah,
people.
just like they said before about the competition. They got cocky here.
Yeah.
They
Hmm.
got very cocky. Ah, yeah, right. Let's just go on with our practices and let's just raise all the shit. Having a competition. You mature.
They even bought competitions. It's like
Yeah,
if they would at least left, if they would at least left,
EB Games, Babbage's.
EB Games alive.
Oh my
Yeah,
God, yes.
we're taking it this
Everything
way
would have been
back.
fine.
Mm-hmm.
Because
But
I remember EB Games, and EB Games was like, that was the first place I wanted to work. That was in video games. Because EB Games, they were like, okay, we have the game it's like $60, but they had like the customer system. I think it was they had that was like they could put it like a little bit discount and everything to the games
Mhm.
and all that stuff. And they had the point system, like 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 places like Burger King that has the BK rewards.
Yeah.
right, yeah,
That has like if you keep buying, you get like points and shit,
yeah.
and then you can use that points. The PlayStation 3, the PlayStation 3 that was from my brother. He bought it in Navy Games, and he bought it with my card, and my card had like so many points. It was so ridiculous the points I had that I never used them. That when it came to buying that PlayStation 3, the PlayStation 3 was like 300, and for 300 it went like a 150
Shit.
because of all the points I had. And I was like, my brother just looked at me like, Jesus Christ, man, you never used the points? And I was like, yeah, now you know how cool I am.
Oh,
But
I use
and Yeah.
I used my points right after the GameStop here closed. I mean, I used my points online and just I bought a wallet, and it came like within 2 weeks here in from mail. I mean, because the product that they were selling online was way too freaking expensive of points too. What the hell were they thinking?
But you can
Use your,
you
use your
can use
points
your
in a
you
wallet.
could have used your points to buy discounts.
That's what I'm talking about. A wallet.
How much points do you have, man?
I had like not not a thousand. Nah, no, not 1,000. I think I had hundreds, and that's it. I really bought something
Oh.
very cheap, like a wallet.
And that probably cost you the same amount of points that you probably would have gotten from, I don't know,
A freaking
like
triple A
like
game.
like
Uh,
wasting 1,000. I was gonna say something more like wasting like 200, $300 to
yeah,
then get enough
I
points
think
for
they
a
give you
wallet.
like for a $60 game, they give you like 6 points.
damn.
Oh yeah.
Even a triple A
It,
title.
it's
Damn.
like it's just there was a lot of things that GameStop had bad, and there was a lot of things that GameStop had good.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's like people say, and like Dude said, they actually they dig their own grave by
Yeah.
killing all the competition they had.
Yeah.
It's like
They got cocky.
they got cocky.
Yeah. So,
They thought they were the kings.
anything else? Anything else for GameStop to move on?
It will never move on from GameStop, man. It's like it's always gonna be there. Every time I'll go by Escorial and I'll see that corner over there, I'm gonna be GameStop.
In the arms of the
Oh,
angel,
Angels.
far away.
I would go you would go to Plaza Las Americas and you would look down at like where La Fuente está, and you will look at that place and you're like, that was the GameStop over there.
That was.
I still remember that wasn't that
Now
maybe
now it's a
games?
now it's like what's now? Oh, it's a Starbucks now.
Okay,
And I'm
I
like
got.
and I look at it and I'm like, I used to remember when that was an EB Games and then it turned into GameStop.
It's like it's like I'll never. Every time I go there, I remember like AV games and the Bodges.
Yeah, Bavages. Yeah.
It's like those are my. Mom would take me on the weekends to go to the mall. She would go check every single shop. I just wanted to be in
Yeah.
one of two, whichever had more people.
Or either KB Toys or that Bavages or EB Games.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah. So leaving GameStop behind, I want to talk a little bit about what do you guys think about the teaser of, you know what?
Destiny.
Destiny
Yeah.
2?
Yeah.
It's awesome.
I'm gonna let you
I'm
guys handle this part.
I'm interested.
Okay. 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 As official only fan alive in this group of Destiny. Let's be honest, right? Okay. I hate the game for a lot of shit. But at the same time, I played the game for a lot of shit. It's like Destiny is a love and hate relationship right now. But knowing that now they're like deciding to actually throw Destiny 2, and the fact that this time, instead of like un trailer barato de tres panas jugando fucking Destiny, like the beginning one, I used to hate it a lot because it was stupid. The guys that were acting was like, oh, I got this shit, I got this, and then he kills the freaking Cabal, and he's like, oh yeah, I'm awesome, and I'm like, this stupid ass. But it was stupid acted. I honestly, the first trailer from Destiny 1, it was shit. Let's be honest. But this trailer, it's different. It has the character that you only care in the game. The only one you care about in the whole game. The only one. The most important figure. The most beautiful, handsome EXO. K6. Oh god, he's the best character in the whole game. Fucking Destiny universe. Okay, you know what's? He's a hunter, number one. Hunters are crazy. He doesn't give a shit about what he like. He's from the Vanguard, which basically are like the top.
Dude, but what do you think about the trailer?
Estoy explicando para que entiendan lo que está pasando.
We're not talking about the story of Destiny. We're talking about
No,
the
I'm
trailer.
just trying to explain you the reason why I like the fact that they put K6. Because okay, he's from the big guys, but he doesn't. He's a guy that if you tell him to do something, he does. He does it his way. No, he's a character that actually has life. You know, in the game. So putting a guy that is actually a character that is actually has a good life, and it's like he doesn't give a shit about it, and the fact that he's just talking about it like, oh, I'm like in this middle of a reunion, and then this motherfucking cabal comes in, and I decided to start shooting, pew pew, pow pow, and you see him shooting at him, and it's funny because Kate is actually a funny character, and the fact that they use him, it's beautiful. Plus, it gets you with like a feeling that what the fuck is happening, because if you didn't notice, where the place where he's actually talking, it's in the city that was safe, entre comillas, that could not be penetrated by no one because the traveler was protecting it, and it's being attacked by cabal out of nowhere. It's like it gives you like this thing that you're like, oh my god, what the fuck is happening? But people are going to start shitting about it because since, let's be honest, today we're in a epoca of cry baby gamers.
More
And
like a whiny kind of.
yeah,
They whine a lot.
and I know that people are like, they fucked up the first game, they're gonna fuck up the second one. Like, no, they're
Not
not.
necessarily. Yeah.
It's Bungie. Bungie's known because they did one of the shooters with a disgusting deep history that even though I keep trying and playing the fucking game 2 times in a row, I still don't get half of it because it's complicated as fuck. Halo,
Yeah.
which people love, people hate, and it's one of the best shooters around still on today.
Yeah. Agreed.
And people are like forgetting those facts, or they're like, oh, they fucked up the first Destiny, that means they're gonna fuck up. But if you people didn't know, they fucked up. Yeah, they fucked up the beginning, but then they fixed it with Taken King, the expansion Taken King. They fixed it. They put different weapons. They did a lot of shit. They fixed a lot, and people didn't notice. Yeah, there's a fucking loading screen that will destroy your life, like Otaken says, that it will destroy his life entirely and will kill him apart. But
It's freaking half an hour.
people need to understand the fact that Destiny 1 is a game that it was crush gen. So
Right,
they can't go full power,
full power,
because they gotta put the same shit to PlayStation.
That was
3
their first mistake. Yeah, putting me on
Yeah.
the last gen. Yeah.
Now Destiny 2 is gonna be Xbox One and PlayStation 4
Yeah.
and PC. And if they go in PC, they have to go all the way.
Oh yeah, they have to.
Yeah,
the
they have
graphics
to go all the way.
and even multiplayer wise, because it's
They
all
even
about
have to
co-op too.
They were running away from the fact that they want to say that the game was an MMO. But now they have to go with the shit that the game is an MMO.
Yeah.
Because if they're going PC gamers are gonna be like, I want this to be an MMO.
Right. That's the
And
mentality.
PC are very demanding.
Mm-hmm.
Let's be honest. And it's like right now they're like, we're gonna throw it to PC. There's proof that's going to PC. There's proof that it's only going to be PlayStation 4 and Xbox One and PC. So instead of bitching about the fact that they fucked up the first game, because they said it and they put posts saying that this game said too, it's gonna be like a reboot of the first one. So they're gonna try to fix the story in this.
Yeah.
So let's have our hopes.
Hopefully, it's gonna be a game that has uh a full game experience instead of a DLC game, which that what's happened with the first one. But
Yeah.
those are my thoughts right now for that. But that's the only issues that I have with with the first one. Too many DLCs, way too pricey, and yeah.
Hopefully, they want to make this game how it's supposed to be in the first place.
Yeah, they wanna change. They're gonna say, okay, opinion of Destiny 1 was that Activision went to Bungie and they were like, oh, we want to make a partnership with you. You want to put a game to all consoles like you always wanted since the beginning, then we have partnership with you to do it. But the problem is we wanted this date, and Bungie was probably, but we need time to make it fast. No, and let's be honest, Activision is a bitch. It's gonna go like, no, it's this day, and I want it this day. So
Right.
I feel like they were so rushed that they probably tiraron la historia a tirar para ver si pegaba. Y como pegó como puta. Ahora tienen que, como quien dice, they're like, oh shit, we gotta get in Destiny 2 and fix it. Because we just noticed that it actually, pegó. So we gotta make it right now. That's what I feel it's happening in the second game. Because they said they're gonna make it from scratch. Because they say your character, the only thing that it's gonna come from your old game is if you wanna transport something, it's gonna be like your character's face and stuff like that. Your
Indeed.
cosmetic. Because if they're saying that, it means they're gonna go desde cero with the game. So
Yeah. All right. Only 10 minutes for Mass Effect Andromeda. Otaken, could you please, since you have the game, what has been your experience, your complaints? So yeah.
Well,
only Otaken.
Alright, well, Taro has to choose. Taro has
Only
to choose.
Otaken.
Yeah, but Taro, go.
Basically, I love the game. I played it every day. I understand when people say like the freaking animation and shit, but they're not that bad. Like you can play the game, you can have a lot of fun with it if you can get past the animations.
If you know what I mean, have fun with it.
Besides the sex scenes, Taro, besides the sex.
There's like 10 sex scenes there though.
There's a bunch.
Yeah.
There's a bunch.
The game is an open world.
I tested them all.
I'm still testing it. The game is an open world. It has like, what is it, like 8 planets you can visit, right? 8.
Well, until now, I have only.
It's 8 open world planets completely, and you can spend like a week in one planet, and the story is pretty awesome. They said they will fix the animations because they know the game didn't sell that good. They will fix the animations, but it's not their fault. It's basically the publisher's fault.
Yeah.
They were rushing the game too much. And said this game has to. Well, now you have a specific time frame to make this game, so do what you can. And since the game is so damn big, they needed
There's
to
another
rush.
fact. There's another fact that people are not understanding right now, with the fact that why the reason the game is kind of almost shitty, and it's like people are forgetting a fact that okay, if you are a fan that started since Mass Effect 1, you probably already know who's the crew that actually makes the game. And the time when they did the press conference, believe me, I played 1, played 2, played 3. And I saw the conference they did and I was like, what the fuck? I only know 2 of them.
They changed the whole crew this time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
It's a
it
new
was
team
another
making the
crew.
game.
It's like they put a different team completely to do the game. It's like people need to understand the fact that if it was the same one as Mass Effect 1, Mass Effect 2, Mass Effect 3, Mass Effect, and now Mass Effect Andromeda, if they were the same ones, they wouldn't happen like horrores como pasaron. Because they would have been fixed because they have already had the experience of 1, 2, and 3. But when I looked at the team, they were completely new. And then the EA said it that they switched completely the team for I don't know what reason, and I was like,
Uh,
no
Maybe
wonder.
it's the fact that it's not a Mass Effect 4. That is why.
It's not. It's basically okay. People say it's Mass Effect 4. I say it's not Mass Effect 4.
Exactly, it's not.
It's a side story.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's a new beginning. It's different
Oh yeah, it's a new because it did.
because that's después de Mass Effect 3.
Well,
Literal, brutal.
the game starts at the same time as Mass Effect 3, but they go into a journey that takes like 600 years, so they do pass. Mass
Yeah,
Effect
they
3.
sleep. The moment they started sleeping in cryogestin is whatever the name they put it. If the moment they slept in stasis, that's what the name how they call it. I think the moment they slept, it was like 600 years. That's when the Reaper started attacking the city, the Citadel in Mass Effect 3. That's the same time. It means that at the same time that the war started it, and Shepard started saving the last time the world, because Shepard dies. Doesn't matter which ending you do. The real ending for Mass Effect 3 is that he dies. So sorry, people. And the you they go for 600 years away in the fucking away to another galaxy to find a new world for the Earth, and now they're starting to look at for it, and that's what happens now. You're looking for a new world. That's what you're doing. You're trying to find a new world for the Earth, because all the people on Earth and like all the people of the Citadel, which means all the races that were like aliados contigo, they don't have a home anymore. Like the best race in the whole game, the Krogan, doesn't have a home, and they deserve a home.
Hashtag give Krogans a home.
Yeah.
Yes.
In the arms.
There's they're the base. Okay.
The opinion I
If
can give about it is the story and the gameplay makes up for the animations.
Yeah, I've been. Go ahead.
Say.
I was just gonna say I've been watching a bunch of like Zyra knows when the game came out or when it was about to come out. I would rag on it just because of the shit I would see, like gifs and animations and stuff.
Yeah.
But then I actually started seeing people playing the game, and the gameplay and the story definitely like
It's mind blowing.
helps you. It helps you overlook
Yeah.
like the small animations, which you sometimes you barely notice. Obviously, you're gonna see like the eyes moving around a lot, but that's because of apparently the form they used to motion capture the faces, which is not the most currently adequate form of motion capture, at least for faces. That's why you'll probably see like their faces are morphed weird or something like that, or their eyes go elsewhere.
And that may be because it is a new team, because they're not experienced in that form.
Correct.
making the
That's a
game.
good reason why.
Yeah, and I
But
do remember like reading articles and seeing news about like a lot of people from the Mass Effect Andromeda team, like maybe 2 months before the release of the game when they were still working on it, suddenly being like, "Oh yeah, I got offered more money from a company. I'm leaving this and going to work on this other game." Like,
That's what is happening in a lot of companies today.
it's like the reason, and that's right there. It tells a lot about people. They're whining a lot, and they whine a lot to developers, and they start like pointing the finger to the creators of the game, and they don't realize that sometimes it's not the creators of the game. Sometimes it's the developer. I mean the one
Publisher.
that the
The publisher,
the publisher, and they because they all the time want to rush the project because they want to sell it, but
and another thing is you got a great game, but you got a shitty publisher like EA. And we all know the problems
Mhm.
EA had before in every game they have released. Like they're shitty.
yeah. And okay, but in my experience with the game, which has been as a Mass Effect fan, I feel that I feel it's not a shitty story. I seen videos of fans of Mass Effect going like, "Oh, the story is a piece of shit," and "Oh my god, Lucifer," and it keeps going like that. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? are, we, are we playing the same game? Because Jesus Christ, I'm playing the same game, and I don't feel like the story is crazy.
If it were a shitty story, I wouldn't be playing it all day.
Yeah, if it weren't a shitty story, I wouldn't be playing it. Because I would be the first one to go to Kansas said shit.
So in the end, you guys will fully recommend this game to other people, to
Yeah,
other
totally.
gamers? Cool.
Well, if
would
you
you
are
recommend
okay,
it for $60?
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Totally. Dude, the
Okay.
game is so freaking huge.
That's
just
good because I right now I'm really into huge open world games today.
I just I just want to ask, can you probe Uranus?
What do you mean probe your
I
anus?
wish
Like
I could name a planet.
the planet Uranus. Can you like go and probe and search for resources?
We can't because
No,
your
because
anus
you're
is
not
in
in
the
the
Milky
Milky
Way.
Way.
You're not in the
You're
Milky
not in the
Way.
Milky Way. God
Okay.
damn
Damn
it.
it, man!
Oh,
I
that
really
because
almost
that
want.
went
would
to
be
Uranus.
because that would be a great reference. I don't know if you guys remember in Mass Effect 2,
Yeah.
you can find Uranus, and when you launch probes, the robotic voice ED would
Yeah.
have like specific voice lines with certain references and reactions. If you
Oh
haven't heard
yeah.
that, go play the game and do it,
Yes.
or search it on YouTube.
Yes. Yes. Oh my god, I remember that.
They probably
That's funny.
would have added it if we were in the Milky Way. We're totally different other universe.
Dude,
It doesn't have to be a planet. It can just be like one of those planets that you go to just like grab
yeah.
pieces
I
of
wish
lore or stuff like that.
I wish they would tell me I think that it's because they like stories driven being exagerado that they were like uh every outpost you create it has a name already, and every planet you're searching it has a name for reasons
Mm,
because there was this first team that looked for it first
and then they
and
died.
they found and they died. Yeah, it's almost all the time
Yeah.
something like that. They died, but not all the time. There was and one time you go to a planet and that planet's like habitat with other aliens, so you gotta like try to negotiate with them to try to
Nice,
like
nice.
explore the planet. But if you fucked up the relationship, you fucked up your opportunity to get to
So,
check stuff.
one last question for the guys who are actually playing it. Do you actually use the protagonist of the game, or do you have to use the character that you created, or you can use or choose?
You,
I, cre-
you can
I
choose.
created my own guy.
I use the original protagonist, the
Okay.
girl.
Okay.
Okay. The good thing of Mass Effect is that Mass Effect has always since Mass Effect 1 has always given you the option that you can be like this default hero that they put, or you can just customize it the way the fuck you want
Yeah.
and be a girl or a guy, whatever you want. In the end, you'll still be called Shepard because that's your apellido. So you'll always be called Shepard, but you're different. You know, it's a different person depending on how you customize it. Because that's how Mass Effect. In this case, in this game, it's Ryder. So you can put. My guy is called Qatar Ryder. Like fucking, I got bored. It's like, and now that it's that thing, I would have called my guy my anus Ryder, but whatever.
Oh my
It's
god.
like,
My
yeah, but
anus.
it's like, but it's like I wish that the game would have given you like the option of calling a planet, because then I would be like Uranus. Like I would be called Uranus or stuff like that. Crazy names. It's like, and I don't want to put this game in my. I have it in my mind right now. The game that does that, but if I talk about it, it's gonna become a war.
No, don't put up
Talk
the
about
last
it.
guy, man. That's stop it.
Well, all right, guys. This will be it. It's already been 1 hour, 1 hour exactly, I suppose. So this was a fine ass podcast, I have to say. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Kutaru, Otaken, and Digital Games. This has been Zara Punky and my friends here.
Digital Games.
Okay.
Guitar.
Please subscribe to them. Please do. It's free. This is not like
Please, we're currently, and if anyone's interested, we are currently having an event right now. I don't know when the podcast will be uploaded specifically, but I will say from Sunday 26th of March, I'm hoping till 26th of March or 2nd of April or 1st of April, we are currently having Naruto Week to celebrate the ending of the Naruto anime. So definitely check our channels. If you see a stream or a video with the title #Naruto Week, it is to contribute to the celebration of the ending of the anime.
Indeed.
So definitely keep posted for that if you decide to check out everyone's content.
Alright, guys, and as always, thank you for supporting the channel. Please don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe. This has been Zara Punky, and I'll see you guys later.